What I'm doing today is I'm grinding out at least 10 mosquitoes and 10 talons. All right, I have everything set up, ready to go. All this morning, that's what I did. I ground these out, and they're coming out really nice. And then I just want to talk about a couple things that are going on. I'm trying not to bore you to death. All right, the mosquito. From now on, the mosquito will just be called the mosquito. It won't be called 2.0 any longer. This was the original mosquito. This is a template. It was a very small knife, supposed to be used as an EDC. This is my new and improved EDC. It's a 1/4 inch thick. This is 1095. All right, you could see what I did is completely increase the size, at least a 1/4 inch all the way around. I thought that a more robust blade will give a little more wear and tear. You could wear this on your belt. This is not a neck knife. This would probably break your neck if you wore it, but it's a very, very good, small, comfortable knife. It will come with some micarta scales, all right, or G10 or something like that. These are going to be hollow ground, as you can see right there. They are all going to be hollow ground. These are ready for heat treat. I just got to put my stamp on there. It's one thing before you send before you send these to heat treat, you should know. You see how thick I leave the edge on my hollow grinds? I learned a while ago, and if you are going to send these to Peter's Heat Treat or any other heat treaters or do them yourself, make sure you leave enough edge on that. Okay, you can see right there, that's quite a bit of meat. What happens is when they heat treat these, they heat up the whole blade and then they dip it into a cryogenic or whatever it is. If this cools off, if the hollow cools off faster than the outside edge, you'll get what's called a bacon effect. It'll actually look like crispy bacon and it will ruin the knife. You could try to fix it and hammer it out, but once you hollow grind the knife, you know it's pretty much over. I have a really good video on hollow grinding. Just look back into the archives and you can take a look at that. I give you a tutorial on how to hollow grind a knife. You'll find it in there. So that's one tip. You know, make sure you leave enough. On these, I also wanted to say, I know I got a couple emails from guys. As you guys know, the mosquito, I had some problems with my jimping. As you can see, this was the first batch, and it had that little nugget in there. And then this is the second batch, and it was completely on top of the handle where it shouldn't have been. So this is the right placement, but I had a problem. This is the wrong placement, but it looks great. So I contacted my water jet guy, and he's going to cut me some new ones. It's going to be awesome. Thank you very much, Larry, for that. In the interim, what I've been doing is just taking all the jimping off. I figured if I have it, I might as well use it. All right, so the mosquitoes, the majority of the mosquitoes will not come with jimping. The new batch that he's making me will. All right, I will probably have more of these than any of the other things, but I don't think you're going to miss the jimping on this nice little knife. It's very, very comfortable. The next thing, the stamping. All right, as far as stamping goes, these I get from Everstamp. Okay, I did get I did get an email of somebody that I guess he was new to my channel, really didn't understand why I stamp with Kaiser instead of Three River Blades. Three River Blades is the name of the company. I am the maker, so I put my maker's mark on the blade. These I get made up. This one right here is the 1/8 inch stamp, which I like better, and I think this is the 3/32. And as you can see, there's quite a big difference. I mean, this thing is like super tiny. I would suggest that if you are going to use a 3/32 bit to get it made up, that you only use it on folders and then use this one on your fixed blades. What you have to do is, if you are going to stamp it, get some type of hard surface, preferably an anvil, and get a sledgehammer and slam the hell out of that sucker. As you can see, even when you slam it, you can grind it off. All right, and that's not what you want to do. You want to slam it in there pretty hard to get all the cuts, and they do wear out after a while, guys. So, you know, even though that thing is, it's not cheap. They're like $200 a piece because it is a tool steel, and they have to temper it. You can see the tempering on the edge. Okay, all these letters are handmade. Or I'm sorry, they are made in a press, and then they have to temper the stamp. So Everstamp is the name of the company. You can find them on eBay. That's how I found them. All right, a couple other things. For the new guys that have just joined my channel, welcome. My channel is based on basically making knives, selling knives, and teaching how to make them. I do not make custom orders anymore. I know there was a couple guys that were asking about that. I don't do custom orders because I don't want to make your knife. I want to make my knife. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need to build a name for myself. And if I build your knives, I'm not building a name for myself. I'm just building your knives. When, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. When I first started, I was doing custom stuff, but it doesn't really excite me to make somebody else's design. And some of the designs are not really what I would call very professional looking. No offense to anybody, obviously. You know, the custom knives I made in the past, they were in my infancy, and I probably wasn't a great knife maker then. So, you know, it's not a fault of anybody. Thank you guys for sticking around. But like I said, this is a business that I'm trying to promote, trying to build, and I need my stuff to get out there in order for me to make a name for myself, and people will expect a certain type of blade. That being said, I do make I am doing a lot of research, and I'll do a video on that, of the blades that I'm making and how I do the research. I will always try to do something, teach, and then teach what I've learned, and hopefully the new guys that are coming up will come up with stuff. And quite honestly, guys, if you have something that you need to say, you can just PM me. I apologize, sometimes I'm a little cranky. I snapped at somebody the other day, and I apologize for that. You know, I work a full-time job. This is not my everyday gig. I wish it was. I wish I could afford to, but it's not. Okay, I work the night shift, so I work 5 days a week from midnight to 8 a.m. and sometimes from midnight to 8 p.m. So believe me, it's a lot of work. It's exhausting, and I only have 2 days to do this, and I have to add in family, friends, and all that other stuff. So I don't get a lot of time. All right. So I apologize if I'm a little nasty at times. You know, it's not you. I just, you know, it gets frustrating. Knife making for me is a passion. It's a hobby, and hopefully one day it'll be a full-time business. You can go up to the website and check out all the stuff that I'm making. As you guys can see, I did send some Huntsman. Where's the Huntsman? I don't know if I have any more. I sent like 10 of them off. So I know there's a couple guys waiting for them. But this is one of my new designs, the Huntsman. Alright, I sent a couple of these off. I sent a couple of these off. They're off at heat treat. I'll get them back in a couple weeks, and I'll clean them up, and they should be good to go. You guys also know that I'm working on my Seth. Seth is an axe. It's a breaching axe. I don't know. I don't know what it is with some folks, but I'm getting some really nasty comments. Somebody once said, "Why the hell would you need an axe, dumbass?" I was like, I don't know. You know what? I get a lot of stupid comments, and I just block them and move on. I don't really entertain that type of stuff. If I blocked you, then you know what? You either said something stupid, or you got me on an off day, or you were just completely rude to somebody else, and I don't appreciate that on my channel. I just don't tolerate it. One last thing, another nasty comment was something like, I'm a knife assembler, I'm not a knife maker. Clearly this guy was, you know, not well informed, or just made his own judgments. Every knife today is either made by hand, which I have shown in my previous videos, where you take bar stock, or you get it water jetted. Everything you see in front of you started off on paper. So if you want to call me a knife assembler, that's your own right. But I make everything myself. From the drawing gets put into a database, into a CAD program file, gets added to the water jet cuts out my steel. I have to pay for everything. Okay, there's no give-me's, there's no freebies. I'm doing everything. So if you think that I just order this stuff online and it just comes magically together, then you're sorely mistaken. You obviously don't know how the knife industry works. So I'm gonna let you go with your ignorance, and you are blocked. Okay, and anybody his name is Lloyd something. So if you get this knucklehead on your channel, just do away with him. I have quite a few Master Chiefs. These are all subdued. Okay, you could see that. I am going to try to send a lot of stuff out to Cerakote if I can. If you're interested in a Master Chief, you can see them all over here. I have a ton of work, guys. I do have some Pygmy Vipers still available. Haven't even started working on that. You can see how my desk fills up. I mean, there's just a ton of work there, guys. You know, so if you need something, if you order something, you know, please let me know. I always appreciate the business, but like I always say, steel on the bench is not money in the bank. I need to sell this stuff. So it's great making blades, but if they don't sell, it's just, you know, it's just metal on the bench. It means nothing. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know. I am going to try to send, like I said, a couple of Cerakote. That does cost money. Again, more money, more wait time. I sent out some, the Bushman. I sent out the Bushman. The Bushman is, I sent out 4 of them. They went off to Leonard Leathers. He's going to make some bushcraft sheets for me. Awesome. It's going to have the fire steel on it. It's going to be right side carry. And I can't wait to get those back. If you don't know what my Bushmen look like, you can go like 1 or 2 back and you could see me making those. Coca-Cola wood, brass. I mean, they're just beautiful. And he just contacted me today, told me he got them, and he's going to start making sheets. So I will have 4 of them available. And if he takes one in lieu of payment, I'll have 3 of them available. So, and I don't mind, because I know Leonard does an outstanding job. If you don't know who he is, his YouTube channel has changed. It's not Leonard Leathers, it's Leonard Wall, W-A-L. Check him out. Guy does outstanding work, especially leather, so knock it out. Alright guys, that's it. If you're not completely bored now, I'm going to get to some grinding, and hope you enjoy the show.